I don't want to have to make this video, but we need to talk about what the charts are saying right now. We're going to be talking about whether or not the high for Bitcoin was put in yesterday, or are we still bullish? There are two very important levels on this Bitcoin chart. First of all, we have the $25,000 area, which has been a major support resistance flip going all the way back to early 2023. Now, we came down on Monday, September the 11th to this key level, to the exact long setup, 24,925, that we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. The long trades I'm still currently holding right now, and we've gotten a bounce. And ever since we have gotten this bounce, if you have been following my channel, you know that we have been looking for a massive head and shoulders pattern to be printing on the chart, where we have our left shoulder, our head, and then our right shoulder coming right into this $30,400 area, where we will then put in our right shoulder and get a big move to the downside. So after waiting since the middle of August for this big move up to 30K, we finally got that wick yesterday when the fake news came out that the Bitcoin ETF had been approved. And you can see we did get a pretty significant rejection. Of course, this is a short setup. We gave him the Casper Crew VIP Discord. We've been waiting now for a very long time for this trade setup to take place. We saw Bitcoin dump 9% yesterday, but why did we get a rejection from this area? Well, we came up into none other than the zone between the Fibonacci golden pocket and the 786 retracement. And also, at least on the derivative exchanges, there was a lot of liquidity here, a lot of stop losses above these highs that simply just got stop hunted. And then we got that big move to the downside. Now, the 618 Fibonacci level and the 786 Fibonacci level, if you're unaware, the 618 Fibonacci level actually is my high school crush. Her name is 6Juanita. As you can see right here, I didn't realize this, guys. I was in something called the friend zone, and I really liked this chick. I thought she was into me, but she wasn't into me like that. So when I asked her out on a date, guess what? Bam! A harsh rejection. Now, 6Juanita actually has an older sister, the 786 Fibonacci level. Her name is 786, and she definitely is not going to go out with you if you ask her out, because she's probably not into dudes. And if we take a look right here, we came right into these two brilliant young women right here, the 618 and 786, and bam, we got that harsh rejection right away. And so you might be feeling really bad for me right now, because I will never have a girlfriend. I never have had a girlfriend. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, make me feel better about myself. Now, if this head and shoulder idea is correct, we could see a catastrophic move all the way back down to the low of this Bitcoin sideways range that we've been trading since the spring of 2022. But we need to look objectively at what the charts are saying. Now, when we're on the derivative exchanges, like ByBit, we have officially seen a flip into bearish market structure. What I mean by that is this. Ever since back here in November 2022, we've been making a series of higher highs and higher lows until finally we made a slightly higher high. And when we made that slightly higher high, if we take a look at our indicator market Cipher B, we were seeing over time the momentum waves and specifically the money flow getting much lower over time as the price was coming up into this key area of resistance, giving us the very bearish looking Sam Bankman-Fried upside down man boot pattern. Just like market Cipher B, Sam Bankman-Fried has very uneven man breasticles. The money flow is getting lower, the red nipples getting lower over time, the boobs themselves descending as the price is getting higher and higher into key resistance, right? Let's take a look at market Cipher B right here. If we zoom in, we can clearly see the man boobs getting lower, the money flow getting lower. That is called, in the medical terms, in the science paper, bearish divergence. It's actually because of SBS man breast that we were able to give the short setup from $31,750 in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, a very, very juicy short trade. And from that last higher high, we have now started, at least on some exchanges, to change market structure. We have put in now our first lower low, taking out the previous higher low from June 15th. And we understand that if we are going to change market structure on a very high term time frame, if we put in a lower low, we then look for a lower high to be put in right in between the zone of the 618 Fibonacci and the 786 Fibonacci. Now, that's exactly what we have done right here. However, there are some very important things on this chart that actually make me lean a little bit more bullish, thinking we might not see that big drop to the downside. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we see Bitcoin get another big move to the upside. Now, I said I don't want to make this video. Why? Well, because I shorted that high, and I would actually prefer a move to the downside because I could potentially make a lot more profits on the short trade. But I want to take a look at market Cipher B. This is my primary indicator for actually determining my higher term time frame bias. Now, if we were really going to be topping out, we would really want to see the weekly time frame looking like it's about to top out, right? Like when we put in this high up here, the weekly market cipher B, the VWAP, this yellow line was pointing to the downside. The momentum waves are starting to curve here, forming some kind of a top. Right now, what do we see? We don't see any of that, right? We see the money flow getting thicker. We see a confirmed trigger wave on market cipher B, and this is actually the first trigger wave that has printed after that bottom in November, right? So typically, if you're going to print a bullish divergence on market cipher B, which we did down here, right, as the price came lower into that $15,500 zone, momentum waves got higher. This is a bullish divergence. That next trigger wave under the zero line that prints typically leads to a pretty significant move to the upside, right? Let me show you exactly what I mean on a lower time frame. If we come down to the 4-hour time frame, the last major low we put in here on September 11th, we can see that as the price came down to the long setup that we gave in the Casper Group VIP Discord, the momentum waves over time were getting higher. That next trigger wave that we printed after the bullish divergence had already confirmed and given us the initial move up actually led to another push to the upside. Also, when we take a look at the daily time frame market cipher B, we are seeing the purple money flow crossing over into the blue. And actually, if we just track this blue money flow over time, going all the way back to July, it's actually much higher now than it was in July when we put in this top. So we've actually even got some bullish divergences happening right here with the money flow on the daily time frame. And as we go down to the 4-hour time frame, we don't really see any bearish divergences happening here as we make that high. As we come down to the 1-hour time frame, we also don't see too many bearish divergences as we made this high. Yes, there's some momentum wave divergences, but the money flow continues to get thicker over time. And if we just kind of ignore the scam wick that we got upon the fake news, you might even say to yourself, you know what? This doesn't even look too bearish at all. We've just kind of been making a high, a higher low, a higher high, higher low, potentially now another higher high. And so as long as we don't lose a very important area of support, it would not shock me at all if we see Bitcoin get another big surprise move to the upside after convincing everybody that this was the top. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not going to close the short trades that I have taken from this high. I've already realized a juicy profit on them yesterday, so it's like even if I get stopped out of my entry, it does not matter. But here's what we need to be aware of right now. As long as Bitcoin can hold this price between the 618 Fibonacci, the 786 and the value area high, $27,400 to $28,000, I do believe we are going to see another big push to the upside that catches a lot of people off guard. This right now is a major support resistance flip. And as long as we do not lose this green box, I'm expecting us to make another high on this chart. Now, the two things that we need to be aware of are the following. If we get a big move down into this box on the 1-hour time frame and below, we need to be looking for the following things on market cipher B. We need to be looking for bullish divergences as we come down into this box. So if we get a big drop into this box, let's say, and we start to see market cipher B doing something like this, where as the price is getting lower into the box, the momentum waves are getting higher, that is telling us that this actually is going to hold as a support. Now, if the price gets a bigger move to the upside, the other area that we really need to be aware of right now is going to be the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement to the upside, because what oftentimes will happen is this. We get our first high, we get our first low, and then we come back up for a bearish retest into this zone and actually continue down lower. So what we need to be looking for here is if we get a move to the upside, are we seeing bearish divergences form on the chart, right? We have right now for ourselves a very clearly defined sideways range in which we can use to determine Bitcoin's next big move. If we come down into our box of support and we are seeing bullish divergences, then we know we could actually look for another long trade to the upside. But if we come up to this box of resistance, 29.6 to $30,000, and we're seeing bearish divergences or lots of longs being absorbed as we come into this area, then we know that the high is actually in, and we can look for our head and shoulders idea to really play out, which could take us all the way back down to the bottom of our macro Bitcoin range, somewhere, guys, around the $17,000 level. But if the support holds, man, this could be the juiciest long trade in the world. By the way, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins with the best deal on fees out there, check out MEXC. Links in the pinned comment and description. 0% limit order fees. 0.01% take order fees. Also, guys, if you want to join the Casper for VIP Discord, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. This is where we do multiple live streams every single day. Our instructors giving their trade plans, giving their levels for the market opens, New York Open, Asia Open, London Open. You can click the link to join the VIP Discord. Also, if you want to get educated, guys, check out the courses we have here. If you're looking for an alternative exchange that does not require VPN or KYC, highly recommend you check out ZOOMEX, guys. This is my other go-to exchange when I'm not trading on MEXC. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I do pray everybody watching and listening is very blessed in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray that you and your family are abundantly blessed in many ways. And I will see everybody in the next video. Peace!